Basically, what we were using the app for is more of a replacement for your key tag check-in apparatus at the time. And so obviously with your app, our involvement has drastically progressed, where again, when we first started using the app, it was more of a check-in tool, as well as we had some class schedules that our members would partake in, and we had some light booking there. But now, 2.5 years later, we really have an all-encompassing app where not only are we using it for check-ins and bookings for group exercise classes, but we are now meeting our members where they're at, and we have a full array of services that we're using it for, whether it's booking personal training, whether it's using it to order smoothies, swim lessons, booking courts for pickleball, racquetball, you name it. We are using the app now, and it's just an all-encompassing tool, not only for us as an organization and staff, but our members too. It's fantastic. Obviously, check-ins, that's what they're using it most for, and I think you guys would find that in your analytics across the board. But it's used exclusively now for our bookings into group exercise classes, as well as some of our large group personal training sessions. But it's also being used quite a bit now for smoothie purchases, purchases of personal training. And one of the things that we tried to do with the app, and something that I've been stressing with our staff and anyone that I encounter that ask about the app itself, is we are trying to make it easy for our consumer to do business with us. That's truly what we're looking to do. We really launched back in November of 23 is where we really went all in on the in-app purchases. And we strategically, we did that for a reason, strategically around our Black Friday promotions, just letting someone know, hey, I would love to purchase, a personal training package. Well, did you know you can do that on the app, and here's how. And once they start doing that, the ease of it, the convenience of it, will take over. This is anything that we offer in-app as a purchase. The reality is someone might be in the club and he or she might forget to stop at the front counter, or they might go by the front counter and they might see a line of 5 or 10, 15 people checking in. They're leaving. They're not going to wait. That's the society that we live in today. So what we've seen with our in-app purchases, because of the convenience, our revenues have increased, simply due to the fact that we're getting those purchases that we might not get because someone doesn't want to wait. And that's the thing that where the app has really helped us. And I can give you several examples at the smoothie bar as well, where it's really helped our smoothie sales, just due to the fact that people do not want to wait. Talking about swim lessons as well, we're starting to get a lot of non-members that are booking through our app. Actually, our swim lessons, in terms of percentages, are 67% non-members that are buying. Well, they're not even coming into our club. They're going they're finding us online. They're going to the app. They're purchasing through the app that way. So it's actually a lot more non-members from a swim lesson perspective, which makes sense, versus members on the app, which has been very interesting. It's going well. Okay, so and one of the things that we do in terms of if I could say something about a best practice, I mean, anything that we are promoting within the facility, it's on our app in a form of a banner. So when someone opens up his or her app when they're checking into the club, or sitting at home or whatever the case might be, they will see what we're promoting inside the club. And so what we're seeing is a lot of purchases that are made through the app that we wouldn't get inside the facility. We just wouldn't, because that person hasn't come into the club in a period of time. And so they're thinking about getting back into a fitness program, and then they purchase on the app. We call them, we get them back in. So it's been a really interesting dynamic to see in terms of a lot of the purchases that we're seeing on the app. It's seamless, okay? And again, it's no different than us purchasing something on an app, whether it's again, you mentioned a plane ticket. Everything that we have, it's got deep links into the app that we're promoting and selling, and the transaction is seamless. It's very easy, and that's what we want to do. We want to meet the customer where they're at, or the consumer where they're at, and then make it as seamless as possible for them, or frictionless as possible for them to make a purchase. One that I mentioned earlier, when you are looking to implement an in-app purchase culture, if you will, I know that might not be the correct term. It starts with the staff first, and you have to tell them why we're doing this. And again, that why is very simple. We're trying to meet the consumer where he or she's at, but we're also trying to make it easy for someone to do business with us. And we do not want any friction points. And with a lot of health clubs, there are. And so that's the first thing. And then how you relate that to them is, again, very simple. Their everyday life, whether they're sitting in a parking lot, ordering, their lunch for the day, or whatever that might be. And so that's number one, is really getting into the why with your staff. Because if your staff doesn't buy into it, I will tell you, it's going to be a difficult climb. Secondly, is just promoting it on all of your omni channels with your members, letting them know it's available. And we use it. And one other thing that we use the app for, it's our communication hub. And we know for the most part, if we send out an app push, that it's at least getting to their members where they are on their phone. But we promoted it really heavily with our social media channels, obviously through the app itself, signage in the facilities, anything, again, any way that we could get the word out that, hey, you can make the purchase right here on your phone. That's what we did. It goes really back in conjunction with what we were speaking on earlier. It's a new service. We've had some recovery services with hydro massage and some of our relaxation pods and things of that nature in the facility. But we just introduced some advanced stretching services in our building, and we started promoting that on the app, and it's going really well. Just as our other services that we promote on the app, it's really starting to pick up steam with the in-app purchases as well. One of the things that I always stress too, with not only your product in terms of the app, but products across the board, it's not so much the product itself that is what makes the relationship. It's the people behind the product. And the thing that I will say about Smart Health Clubs is you guys have a phenomenal team. You're very responsive. Any issues that we have, you are your team works to correct those as fast as possible. And I will tell you, as you know, I've been doing this 26 years now, and you don't see that every day. You just don't. So I can't be more pleased with your team, their responsiveness, helping us work through issues, and not only that, helping us work through new problems that we have with inside the club, and how can the app help solve those problems. So again, I just want to stress that not only to yourself, but also to anyone that might be listening. The service that we have gotten from you guys has been second to none, and I truly mean that. And it's just, and that's something that doesn't come easy these days. And I was talking about the smoothie bar. Just a real quick story. I was sitting in my lobby one day, and I was watching how many people were in line at our smoothie bar, and actually how long it took for each person to get from the time they ordered to get their smoothie. And it was a little over 2 minutes, and that's way too long. And we had that particular day 10 people in line at the bar. And one of the things that I did, and we're talking about evolution here, is of the app. I called Praveen up and I said, Praveen, I've got a problem. And he said, Robert, what's the problem? And I said, Praveen, I'm watching people walk out of my club that were standing in line at the smoothie bar. It was too long to get their smoothies and they walked out. How can we fix that? Within a month, we had a solution. Awesome. And
wow,
that, when you talk about the evolution of the app, and we talk about the customer service team, all of you guys behind the product, that's what's really has been something that has made things stick for me, because you don't get that. Normally what we get in our world is, hey, when enough people have that problem, we will get on fixing it. Yeah. And I get that too, but that's not how you guys operate. And that's been, again, very refreshing, because we do have problems that we can solve, but on the club end, we just don't know where to go and how. And so when you talk about the evolution of the app and where you guys are going and how it can help us as clubs and how you have already helped us as club operators, I just can't say enough about it. So to anyone out there that's listening, please take a look, and you will be truly amazed, not only at the service that you will get, but also the forward thinking about how to solve problems that you deal with day to day and how that can be done through your app.